JC.
Hi, Ben. So I wanted to ask you, what is your worst,
Craziest,
weirdest experience showing a home?
Showing a home.
Yeah, like a tour.
So there's, if I had to categorize all these different things, in my head, there's showings that went smoothly, they're great. I've had some really wow, it's, almost embarrassing moments like lockbox failures.
Oh, yeah.
Calling Century Lock, calling,
I didn't even think of that, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't buy a new phone. You buy a new phone, you have to re-download everything.
Yep.
You have to authenticate everything. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just don't think about that. So I've had a lot of oh my God, I'm so sorry, tech issues. But one of the craziest experiences I've had is I was showing a home in Northeast Portland. Great client. We had been working together for a couple weeks. And I showed up early to a home, and it had a big fence around the whole property because it's Northeast Portland. There's more just heavier security. That's just kind of the area. Big gate in the front, but had a smaller gate that you could walk through to the front door, and it was locked, and which I thought was strange. The home was vacant. I had confirmed the appointment the day before, talked to the listing agent day of. He had let me know that there was a recent break-in up the road. And so he was like, hey, just be aware, the owner could be in and out. She's been working on the house, just doing little projects here and there. Again, house is vacant. So I get there and I'm like, hey, how do I get in this house? And I can't even get into the yard. I can't even get to the door. I could see the door. And so I walked to the side. It was on a corner lot, and I walked around to the right.
Could you not even get to the lockbox?
No, lockbox was inside. I could see that. So I could see the house, and I could see the front, and there's a straight, little path. Everything's locked, big gate, but a little gate, but I'm not going to jump over it or anything. Yeah. It was, waist high for that. But it was padlocked.
It's still odd that it was
locked.
Yeah.
I thought it was very strange. But I thought maybe because of the recent, break-in, he informed me of it. It all made sense. It's okay, cool. So I walk around to the side. It has a side driveway, and the yard is fenced, but not the driveway.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, cool. So I go up on the driveway, and then I that gate is locked also, and it's a full-size gate. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So before calling them, the house is vacant. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just walk around. So you could walk around from the driveway around the back of the house, and then there was no gate, and then I could go right into the yard. So I had to do a full 360 all the way. Had to go
get to the front door.
Yeah, I had to go past the front door. It's a really cute Portland style, 2-level home. That's it. Easy to walk around. And so I walk around the front door and then to the right side of the home. So I'm almost back in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I'm opening the lockbox, and I'm dressed really nice. I have my folder in my hand because me and my client were viewing multiple properties and kind of information, writing down notes. And I'm getting to the point. This is where it gets juicy. Basically, I get to the lockbox, I open it up, and right as I'm pulling the key out of the lockbox, just a perfect movie moment, a woman, I don't know who she was, she rounds the corner with, and this is, viewer discretion, with a very large gun, what I would consider, it was like a 44 mag. So it's a revolver, big silver gun, pistol. It's like this long. Don't you move. I have my folder in one hand. I'm wearing my nice jacket, goodness. I have a sweater on. I look the part.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you don't have a mask on your face.
It's not COVID era. And I go, hey, immediately I announce who I am because I'm like, who's this woman? No one's supposed to be here. In my head, I'm like, maybe it's a homeowner. I have no idea. I immediately just go, hey, I'm Benjamin. This is who I work with. I am a real estate broker. I'm here to show this house. I am 2 minutes before my appointment.
Yeah.
And the woman just goes, no, you're not. There are no appointments today. Nothing's on the schedule. So at that moment, I knew that she was the homeowner. Mm-hmm. But I said, no, I insist. And I believe her agent's name was Alex. And I still remember it. And I was like, no, I just spoke to Alex.
Yeah.
So I name dropped because I was I wanted her to be like, okay.
It's almost life
he
or
knows-
death
he
now.
knows my agent's name.
Yeah.
He must.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like reason with her. And she's 25, 30 feet from me,
Yeah.
10 yards. Not
Okay.
not the biggest difference. Like,
No.
I'm feeling
Too
very
close with a gun.
And I'm like, I promise I'm supposed to be here. Look, these are my MLS, paperwork. I was like, I just opened the lockbox.
What can I do to get you to point the gun somewhere
I
else?
just opened the lockbox. I can show you the appointment on my phone if you would like. Whatever you need. I was like, I'm supposed to be here. I promise. I was like, maybe we can call your agent. Let's just call him really quick and find out. I was so cool and calm, and we went back and forth. She kind of calmed down, had the gun pointed at me the whole time. And then literally after 4 or 5 minutes, it felt like forever. Hey, can you just put the gun down? We're good. I'll come back. I'll call your agent. He'll call you to confirm. I'll just leave. Not a big deal because she's working on the home. She was worried because that morning she got a notification on her security system that a transient or a homeless person was in the house, or not in the house, near the house. Mm-hmm. And so that's why she came by and locked the front.
Okay.
And she was like, well, I was really sketched out that you went around back. I was like, well, how was I supposed to get in? I was like, I had no way to access the home.
Yeah.
And it's vacant. As agents, sometimes you got to get creative with this. I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I've been confirmed that I'm allowed to be there by the owner. So it kind of, after a while of doing this, you have that authoritative feeling. So walking around the house might feel a little like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But I was like, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be here. If anyone's like, what are you doing? If a neighbor came in, I could say, hey, this is who I am. You could be confident in what you're doing, which I was, thankfully.
Which we're also background checks. We have to give them all of our fingerprints.
Everything.
We're not doing anything trying to break in or anything malicious. So. I mean, hopefully. I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure something weird has happened before. But our license is on the line at that point. So.
Absolutely. Here's the crazy part. Now, I'm trained in gun safety. I have my concealed carry. I was showing a lot of ranch and rural properties. I was that's what I did. I was big into going way, way up north.
Yeah.
I was the guy who, driving the big truck. I was showing these properties where a rancher could come out and you need to be able to.
That's what you would expect.
Yeah, so I have a concealed carry on me. Not a chance. No way to defend yourself. Not that I ever would, but I even had my safety net for my own protection, and it was just it was the most off-putting thing. And so she tried to make it right because I could tell that after she got talked down, she was very nervous. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call your agent. We'll get it all figured out. And so my client wasn't there, thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Imagine.
Oh yeah. So I went back to my car, and this was one of his least favorite, anyways. But I called her agent, and I told him what happened. I was like, man, this is wild. You need to have a conversation with her immediately. I was obviously I was a little bit more serious and forward with him than I was with her. I was just like, hey, everything's cool. I'm just gonna bounce. I'm gonna get out of here. But then I called my client. I said, hey, just had a gun pulled on me. They had a break-in up the road. Do you want to see this house? The owner is there. And he was at that point in time, knew who I was, knew that he was like, I don't even want to be associated with it. And I was like, I'm not trying to sway you away from the home.
Yeah.
We can absolutely see it. And he's like, no. He's like, I don't want to be there. It's not my favorite anyways. And so me and him just completely skipped it.
Yeah.
Told my principal broker about it. There's nothing you could do. That the listing agent was just beside himself. He's like, just super apologetic.
Yeah.
Got a big old long message from him. Got an email from him a week later, profusely apologizing.
Yeah.
She was a little concerned about her property and everything going on. Totally get that, but wow.
Yeah.
I was probably 3 years into being an agent,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I never thought that. And so that was my craziest real estate showing experience. I've had a lot of people in the home when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I've been confirmed for an appointment, and I went into a home confirmed.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the home. Everyone was sleeping in the house, and I didn't know until I got upstairs. Not my fault. Not my fault. You could get in a lot of trouble if this was you're on the agent side, your fault.
Right, yeah.
And I'm I go and open a bedroom, no one's in it. Open the next bedroom, no one was in it. Open the third bedroom with my client. We've been there for 10, 15 minutes, and there's someone sleeping in the room. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? So call the agent. They confirmed me. They thought I was going to see it on a different day, but I was confirmed. My messages,
Yeah.
So I've had lots of weird stuff like that, but yeah, nothing where I feared for my life.
No, and you hear about stuff, like I've heard plenty of women realtors talk about their scary experiences with like predators and stuff like that. Thankfully, that has not happened to me yet.
Yeah. What is your craziest, scariest, most awkward, whatever one you want to pick? What's your
Oh my gosh.
wildest experience?
The most recent one, it was out in Malala, and my client was actually like usually early.
Yeah.
So I was starting to go early, just because I wanted to meet him at that time, and the house was supposed to be vacant as well, and it was a little odd because like on the listing, I think it was an older list, like it had sat on the market for a little longer. On the private remarks for agents, it said no sign at the property. And then, so I get there is a sign, but it's kind of like tilted over. It looks kind of like a Mod Podge sign. I pull up and it's like a longer driveway into the house. Like I think it was like a 2-acre property.
Yeah.
Ish. And
it's a big property though.
Yeah. And so I get there, there's a gate actually with like a chain link around it, and the lockbox was on the gate. So I open the lockbox, there's like 3 keys in there probably. Yeah. One to open the little like padlock, to open the gate, left it open so then my client could follow me in there.
Yeah.
My client ended up being late this day. Yeah. Like not late, but like I was there probably like 15 minutes early. So I was a little bit early, but it did say it was vacant. And then I pull up and there's like a van in the driveway, and then I pull up next to the van. I went to the front door and I always knock. Like if I feel weird about it or if I see a car, I'm always like knocking and then I'll be like, hello, like when I come in.
Yeah.
Everything was dark. Yeah, everything was dark from the windows, whatever. And so I walk in and like, it looks kind of vacant. Like there's some stuff piled in places, but not like somebody living there. And it's all really dark. So then I go in and it's like the living room area, and I start opening blinds so then we can actually get some natural light in there. Yeah. Opening stuff, and then I like walk over and it smells of cigarettes, like strong. Oh, no. I walk over like towards the dining room kitchen area, and there's like a table kind of like this, like lower, and then there's like a desktop computer, an ashtray, like some food. Yeah. And then like a blanket or something on, like it looked like somebody had just been sitting there eating and smoking. And
and it's vacant. It's supposed to
be vacant. And I hear a voice like talking.
No.
And like from another room or around me, but I can't see them. Yeah. And I hear it, and then I'm like, hello, like loud, and then just like a chill goes through me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I run out of the house. Because I just was like, what was that? Was that like paranormal? Or like, is there somebody here? Man. Why did nobody hear me like come in, knock, say hello? I said hello again, no answer. Yeah. And everything's dark, and
because that makes you feel like they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like if they are supposed to be there,
why be?
They would be like, hey.
Did they go in the other room when I opened the door? Did they hide? But then
are they hiding?
Yeah. Or like, why did I hear voices? And it was like, like it gives me chills even right now, like talking about it. And like, was it behind a wall or what? And then not answering me. And so I run out of the house and wait for my client. And my client actually takes like a while. Yeah. So I like sit in my car. He probably took like 5 to 10 minutes, but it felt like forever. Yeah. And like I can see the front door. Nobody comes out. I left the front door fully open.
Wide open,
Wide open. And the keys are in the front door because I think I had the keys because like we had to look through a shop. So like I had the keys. But left it fully open. My client finally comes. It's like a man, like middle-aged maybe, and super nice guy. And we'd seen some houses already together, so like I trusted him. Yeah. And I don't say anything, and I'm like, okay, like I was gonna tell him like once we went in and like looked around and everything was fine that like maybe I thought I heard something weird.
Yeah, because then you're kind of doubting yourself.
I'm like, did I hear something? Did I not? Like, and so we literally are about to walk in the front door, and this man runs out, like walking quickly out of the house. And I don't think he could speak English, but I just was like, I'm JC Demers, like, I have an appointment to show the home. I'm so sorry. Like, I thought it was vacant. And he just, like, motions us in. And I was like, is it okay if we look around? And just, like, motions us in.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then he's gone. Yeah. We don't see him again. We walk around the whole property. We went to the back into the shop, which was weird. There's, like, a massive grow op. In the shop. Well, like, not there anymore, but, like, you can tell it was, like, 3 or 4 grow rooms.
Well, that might have even been why.
It was weird.
Someone was there.
Yeah.
The owner or
But,
whatever.
like, there was no plants there or anything. You could just tell that that's what it was, like, operating for.
How strange. Was any stuff in any of the rooms?
Yeah, there was one bed in, like, one of the
house.
Yeah, one of the upstairs bedrooms, but, like, looked like it hadn't been cleaned in forever. Like, the toilets were disgusting. Like, it smelled like cigarettes. Like, it just needed so much upkeep. And, like, that was one of the things my client didn't like about it, was he was like, I'm going to have to put, like, more money into it. Like, I do like the shop. I do like the property. But, like, there's a lot of... It's disgusting. Like, everything needs to be redone.
Well, how creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had another one, too, didn't you? You said... or that was
like, my main one recently. Oh, I do have another one. This one was up Sawtail, also in Malala, but, like, deep.
Why is it always these
weird? I don't know. So this one was super weird. I hadn't met the clients yet. Yeah. Was meeting them there. I pull up. This is like a 10-acre property, maybe bigger. And then I pull up, and I stay on the road because it was, like, a long driveway back there. And I stay on the road because I'm super early. I'm just always, I think my anxiety makes me go early, so I'm not late. Know. And I can see a massive, like, bonfire on the property.
Oh, they're, like, burning.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm like, okay, I don't remember if somebody was supposed to be there or not. So anyway, my client finally comes. They don't know my car or anything, so they just pull into the driveway. And I follow them down the long driveway, and then we get out, and...
you do your...
Hi, and it's raining. It's pouring down rain, and so, and cold. So we, like, walk over, and there's, like, a big group of people. There's like 12 people hanging out outside at the house.
Oh,
and
this is so it's obvious it's an occupied home.
Yeah. And I don't remember what it said.
You're like, am I supposed to be here?
Yeah, and they're having this big bonfire. There's little kids walking around with no shoes on, no shirt, in the pouring down rain, and they're having a fire. I think people are drinking. It was weird.
What?
And then, and I forget what it's called. I'm like, I told her who I was, I have an appointment, like, are we able to look? And there was a few different buildings, like, there was a main house, and then, like, a shop with, like, an apartment attached to it, and then, like, a barn, chicken coop, bunch of random stuff. And she's like, yeah, go ahead, look wherever you want, just close the gates behind you. And while we're, like, after we talked to her...
There's more.
Yeah, there's more.
That's not even the weird part.
No.
Okay.
So while we're, like, walking to the main house, a massive explosion happens. Like, somebody shot one of those things that explodes.
Yeah, the motors.
I don't know what it is.
Firework or
They're
something.
shooting at something.
Got it.
And that happens, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, nervous, because I'm just like, what is happening right now? And, like, my clients actually seemed really unfazed by it, which was really funny, but I was just like... Okay, I guess they'll tell me if they want to leave, but I was just like, this is so bizarre. Yeah. Then we go in the house, it's totally decrepit. There's some guy sitting in the living room, like, watching TV. What is happening? And then, like, we did...
Such not a normal experience.
No, not at all. It's not all, like, beautiful luxury homes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then we did tour, like, the apartment that was back there, which was, like, really nice and clean and updated and everything. But, like, that was, like, the only thing. Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't end up wanting that one. But yeah.
They didn't get that one. Yeah, I think probably more than any, and these are always, like, they're just awkward, unannounced people, or not, I shouldn't say unannounced, but like unknown, unexpected, either homeowners or homeowners' family members, or, like, grandma or grandpa, they have a hard time moving, and but just not knowing, where the owner didn't communicate to the listing agent, or the listing agent did know but didn't communicate to us.
Yeah.
And those are always so tough because maybe they know you're supposed to be there. I've literally come across a couple, I'm going to say grandmas. It's very sweet old ladies who were like, they knew I was supposed to be there, but I didn't know that they were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I walk in and I'm like, hey, an occupied home. If I see cars in the driveway or I get that ping like you had, we're like, is everyone gone? And if I didn't already know, because I would prompt that, I'd let my clients know, hey, someone will be home.
Yeah.
If I notice it, I immediately wrap it up and go, hey, this is Benjamin. I'm here for a home tour. And the worst is I never hear anything. No one ever says anything.
Yeah.
And then I get to like the third room and I open it up and I'm like, there's Grandma. Grandma's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Am I okay to be here? And you just feel that tug because instinctually you're like, this. It's invasive already.
Invasive, like violating almost, and you're not.
It's just when you don't know.
Yeah.
So communication's key. If you're a listing agent out there or anything, let the people on the other side know if there's a potential that someone's going to be in the home.
Yeah.
It could be terrifying. It really could be, and it doesn't help sell the property. And where we're supposed to be working. We're all supposed to be working together. Buyers, sellers.
Well, like that
everybody.
one house, like with the gun, he didn't even want to look at it ananymore.
Yeah, he was so turned off.
And it could have been a great house, but
and it against all of my better judgment, I was like, let's go look at it. I
really hope you don't want to.
I cleared it all up. We can go back.
Yeah.
But I really didn't want to.
Yeah.
But, and that's what I think that's like one of the most extremes of being a fiduciary. You can only act to the betterment of your client. You can't act to their detriment. Whether it's fiscally, or just in any capacity, you need to be protecting them, their assets, their future assets, their inherent risks. That's what a fiduciary is. Hey, this is a home that he's interested in. Yeah, that was terrifying, but I have cleared it up, and I didn't want to take his ability to have a potential home taken away from him just because I had a crazy experience.
Right.
So it was.
Yeah, you put your own feelings
I put my
aside.
own aside to do, and so it was that was a perfect example of me being like, oh my God, no, don't.
Yeah.
You die. No, okay.
Red flags.
We can totally go if you want to, man.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you know exactly what happened. Because in that moment, I think it gave a clear idea of the kind of client that he was, but also the kind of person that's on the other side of the transaction. And unfortunately, being predominantly a buyer's agent, the way sellers and listing agents come across has a tremendous effect on our buyers.
Oh, yeah.
And people who want to deal in good faith and communicate well end up having great success and good experiences.
Yeah.
Well, I've been praised by other agents, my peers, because I am exceptional at communicating, and it's one of my number one things. I want to make sure that we're all playing fair, and I want to make sure everything is right out there in the open, because at the end of the day, it's better for my clients, it's better for the seller, it's better for the listing agent. And if I ever have another client that comes across that same listing agent, they're going to go, oh my God, it's Ben. I had such a wonderful experience with Ben. Ben was so easy to work with. He really knew what he was doing. And so after being in the industry long enough, that translates to even better experiences for buyers.
Yeah.
Or even if you're on the listing agent side, if you you deal in good faith, and it's going to come back tenfold. So.
Well, and we all have the same goal, right?
Yeah.
That's and I love keeping that in mind, because we all want this house to be sold.
Yeah.
And we all want it to feel fair for everybody.
Yeah.
So, and just remembering that the people on the other side are humans, and everybody has these emotions about it. And, it's hard to let go of your home, and it's hard to get into a new one and have, all those feelings around it.
Big takeaway, and this I'll end this segment for me on this, and I would like to hear what you think, is it's less about selling homes and more about selling what they view as their future, their dream, whether it is a stepping stone or, hey, I really want a place for my kids to play in the backyard.
Yeah.
the moment you separate yourself from like, hey, I'm just selling homes,
yeah,
it becomes infinitely more personal and fulfilling. And I think a lot of agents that I've worked with that have been doing it for decades and decades, maybe they've lost that. I've seen some people that I've had some of the best experiences with seasoned agents, and I've had some of the rockiest, because their expectations were different, and maybe they lost that. They lost that spark in it. And maybe it's a new generation of agents. But yeah, I don't know. What's kind of one of the big things that you've seen when it comes to how agents, act around, their expectations of like how things used to go compared to how they are now?
Yeah, well, it's a little hard for me to speak on that only because I haven't been in it as long. But I do like you kind of said, like, we're selling the experience of the purchase process.
Yeah.
And that really makes me think of like when I worked at a restaurant. Like it didn't matter the food that I was selling. Yeah. People like to come back and
you're the product.
See me. Yeah. Because it didn't matter what I was selling. I could sell you a manufactured home in a park or $1 million home. That doesn't matter. It's the experience that I'm giving you.
Yeah.
And that's why people pick specific realtors.
That's why they pick.
Or they stick with them, or they don't stick with them. So we're really just selling the experience, and thankfully they get a home out of it.
Yeah.
And like it's beneficial to them, and it's beneficial to us, and like we all have that one goal, and we really just we're passionate about that.
I love that. Yeah, no, the experience is super important. So if you want a good experience,
Ken & Co.
Let us know.
Yeah,
we'd love to help out. Hey, thanks for coming by today, guys. I'm Ben, and this is...
I'm JC.
And this is The Keys to Closing with Ken & Co. Realty Group. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Details are below. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Mwah.
Cool. I like that.